Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the GhettoRig podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. This is Jay. Behind the camera, we got Mickey. I
Yo,
think
yo.
today's episode 141. Getting closer and closer to that 150. Keep going. I haven't really been paying attention to the numbers, but these guys always remind me. Official sponsors UFC Gym Largo and Vitality Wellness Center. So don't forget about those things, guys. Links in the bio, in the description of the video as well for all that stuff. So make
Yeah,
sure to check it
click
out.
like, subscribe, all of that good jazz. Share with your friends and family. Share with your grandma and grandpa. They'll enjoy it. We're likable people. Um, but yeah,
You sure about that, Jay?
yeah, I'm pretty sure about that.
You
Your
think so?
your grandma and grandpa like me.
Do you think they like the podcast?
I think they like the podcast.
You
They'd be
think
proud
so?
of us. Yeah, I think so.
Proud of us is one thing.
Especially your grandma. She probably cook for us while we would be doing podcast. She'd come in with some rice and beans, some pork, bro. She'll hook it up.
If you think so, God damn it, I'm calling.
Does your dad fish, Eddie?
He went fishing with me and Emily the other day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, when'd you go?
The day it was me, Emily, my dad, and Arthur Lynette met us out there.
Okay. Did he have a good time at least?
No, it was kind of trash when it came to the actual fishing scenario.
You guys didn't have any good luck this time?
Mm-mm. No, we went. I forgot when this was, but we went out and.
It's like a Saturday or Sunday or something like
I
that.
don't remember, man. I don't remember. My brain is all over the place right now. Don't ask me for dates, especially if it's past a week. I think. Yeah, only one good fish caught, and it wasn't really caught. The moment it hit like this much of water, it unhooked itself, bro. I dived for that fucking trout, bro. I dived and
Did
it
you
just
catch it?
slipped. No, it slipped right between my hands, bro. I couldn't get it.
Where do you guys fish? Do you guys fish by the beach?
Yeah, but on the other side, you know, the side they
Okay.
filled in, the opposite side of that.
Not even
Come on, this man doesn't know that we're doing this right now,
croakers, nothing?
bro. All we caught was that and a bunch of pinfish.
Okay.
That on the
Good
sabiki.
old chesty finfish.
Yeah, on the sabiki.
You know what I want to try doing?
Tell me.
I want to try and get one of those kids rods, those little Barbie dolls
Yeah.
things. And
What do you want to catch
cast
on
them.
that?
Whatever. I'll catch some bass on that bitch. Dude, some bass would be fun as fuck to catch one of those things.
Oh my god.
On a Barbie reel?
Yeah, a little princess reel.
Yeah, you'd be fighting that shit like it's a Goliath grouper.
Dude, and the line is super thin too, so it's a challenge. I think I'm down for it. Some NLBNs on that bad boy.
Yes,
luck.
I'm down. I know what Eddie's saying right now in the comments. I am down to go real fishing. Yeah, for sure.
Real fishing, what do you mean by that?
Like boat, couple of miles out, 20, 30
Wow.
miles out.
I don't have a boat right now.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Not
for sure.
available. Out of commission for a while.
We'll see. We'll see what
I
happens.
used to have a boat. I barely even saw it.
I've had a couple of boats before. I've
Yeah.
had
You ever dropped any of them in the water?
what do you mean?
You
What?
ever dropped any of them in the water?
What do you mean dropped any of them?
Like, you ever use them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, back then. We used to have inboard
Okay.
antique. engine.
Antique.
So it was a Chevy 305 engine.
Oh,
that bad
shit,
boy.
okay.
That shit was
It wasn't
old
a
as
Yamaha or anything like
no,
that.
shit was old as shit. It was trusty. It never left us stranded, but it did shut off on us a couple times. We had two outboards. We had a 31-inch at one point, a big
31 feet, you
It
mean?
was a big Chris Craft,
31 feet?
31 feet. Yeah,
Oh, that's a big boat.
it was a huge boat.
Mhm.
At the end of it all, we ended up putting granite and everything inside of that boat.
Granite?
Yeah,
Like making it nice?
we made it really nice inside. And
That's
then
funny.
we sold that boat. And funny enough, when we were going to sell the boat, the guy thought that we were selling the stuff inside the boat as well because we just took the pictures to sell the boat. So he wanted the kitchenware and shit. When he got there, he's like, "Oh, I thought that was all included." It's like, no, buy your own kitchenware. Like what? He thought we were selling some private custom yacht.
You should have just thrown all that shit in there along and say, yeah, it's extra $2,000. You
I'm
want
pretty
that
sure,
too?
if I remember right, I think we did say like, I mean, $500 is all yours.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't much, but still,
Yeah.
kitchenwares, knives, that type of stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he wanted the whole set for free, like he was
Yeah,
moving.
he
moving
wanted
into,
everything included, and
an
he,
Airbnb or some shit.
yeah, so you're
Motherfucker,
buying a boat.
motherfucker, what do you
Yeah.
think this is? Buy one, get one half off? Like, what kind of...
And then we had a Johnson Evinrude little center console. That one didn't last very long. We sold that one really quick. That one was having an issue where you would accelerate that bad boy, and if you let go of the gas, it would shut off on you.
Oh shit.
It needed constant power for whatever fucking reason. We never figured it out, and we ended up just selling the boat. I guess we didn't really make profits, but we,
Cut even at least.
yeah, cut even on the boat, and then we bought another boat, and then we added a new engine to that boat. And then eventually, again, that boat also got sold again, and then I don't have any boats anymore. If
How
I
many-
do get a boat, I think I'm gonna go for something like a skiff, something that you could take to the flats. Or
Motherfucker, how many boats did you have?
The
What are you, a
coast.
boat dealership?
my stepdad was really good at flipping shit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so he would flip cars, flip boats. So he would just upgrade from time to time,
Yeah. That makes sense.
I want a boat. I mean, we were talking about that the other day with Emily. She was like, oh, he was talking about jet skis and this and that, and her brother wants to get a jet ski, something about with the customer or whatever. And I was like, no, why
Yeah,
a ski?
If I ever get anything, it would be a ski. I wouldn't get a
No,
boat.
I would rather
Would you
get a
guys
boat.
get the Sea-Doo jet ski?
No,
A Yamaha.
The fish,
Yamaha.
the fish setup.
Yamaha fish setup.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yamaha fish setup.
My buddy Jack has, I think, one of the Sea-Doo fishing setups. I haven't seen the actual jet ski itself, but those things are gnarly, dude.
Yeah,
It's
Little-
one of their more
Little
expensive
cooler in
jet
the back.
skis, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
they
for
have
sure.
yeah.
Those things
yeah.
are probably running near 30K.
No,
No,
not that
no,
much.
no,
20,
not that
20,
This-
20-ish.
The fishing
No,
ones?
no.
Yeah,
no.
fishing.
Sea-Doo fishing.
Yeah, it doesn't run that expensive.
17.
Damn
Yeah,
near.
Mm. Not 30, dog.
bro, 30. That's another 30%.
You're by the end, you're gonna end up paying around 23.
Yeah, well, with the
The
toe,
Fishing
with the
Pro
everything.
trophy, you don't gotta get that one. You
Let's
can
say
get
you
the
get it.
15,000.
Let's say you get it registered, and then you put the initial fee for insurance.
I'd get the sport.
Boom, 30K.
Yeah,
I'd
you
get
need-
the sport.
You need the sport. You need to be that big.
I mean,
Yeah.
what's the
Bigger.
difference here?
You see how the
Watercraft
bigger
enthusiast and
the
fishing fanatic
scouts
can
of the
dream about
sport
the
is?
Fish Pro Trophy with exclusive features that perfectly embody what it means to eat, sleep, and breathe fishing.
Look up the Yamaha one. Yamaha fishing. I think that one is
Dude,
better.
That thing is gnarly. Oh, this dude's sus. He does fly fishing.
Do look up Yamaha fishing. Fishing ski. I think you can just
16.
add bunch of shit to it.
no, because that's just a normal ski.
Class leading FX help.
Yeah, they go if you go to limited, they'll go up to 20.
Okay. So
But that's a supercharged one.
Yeah.
SVHO.
recreation. Performance? No. Freestyle. I don't think they have like a dedicated.
I thought they had one.
No, the one that I've always seen is Sea-Doo.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, they're cool stuff, man. My mom
I mean,
actually
skis
wanted
are
to get a
fun.
jet ski.
Skis are really fun,
Skin is fun as shit.
but I'd rather have a boat.
They're less maintenance.
Another thing about jet skis is they're fun, but I don't think I want to own one just because of the risk of concussions and shit like that on the water.
Yeah, I've fallen off. That's just not fun.
Yeah, but that's all because of stupidity, right? Like if you
Not necessarily. Sometimes, like the
a
one
dan-
time I fell off
it's
was
a
a really
dangerous
stupid
thing,
It was a
dude.
really stupid thing that like it wasn't because I was doing something crazy or anything like that. I was just going on the wave and it caught me off guard and my bus like just instead of when it hitting the seat it landed it slipped. It didn't catch any traction, so it went whoop. And then when I hit the next wave, I was off balance, so I just fell off. I mean, it wasn't going crazy fast. I
oh
wasn't
you
doing
back
nothing
then you didn't
stupid.
know how to do it.
No, I knew
Jiu-jitsu
how to
mount.
I knew, I knew how to ride a ski. Before that, I've ridden skis that were a lot faster than that one too. Like,
Yeah.
but it just caught me off guard. It's still like the one time I've fallen.
Yeah, jet skis are fun. I mean, it's like you fall off, twist your neck, fucking bend it. You
I
hit
felt it the
really
next
hard.
day.
It's like hitting concrete if you're going fast enough.
Yeah.
well,
I,
I've fallen
I felt
off
it the next day. That's for sure. And I wasn't
I've
even
been
going that fast.
pulled on one of those tubes before behind it, and I've fallen off that thing, dude. And I poof, poof, poof. That shit.
That
hurt.
that's fun. Like falling off the tube thing is fun. You're supposed
No,
to
it's
fall off.
fun, but it hurts like a bitch. It's dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Weak.
Call me weak. I don't care. It is dangerous.
No, it is dangerous. It's more dangerous than a boat. But if I ever
you
to
can
own a
get
boat, it would be like Aussie's boat.
you can get
I like those
punched.
type of boats.
You can
I
get,
get a center
punched right
console.
in the chest. Your neck
I
snaps
really like-
back. That's damage right there.
I really like Emily's brother's boat. It's really-
I just like a boat where you can have a bunch of people sitting and you can kind of like talk to each other. You know, it's not just like in the back or the front. Like I like people sitting on the sides as well. You know, that's what I would want.
The boats.
Yeah.
I don't like having a crazy amount of people on a boat. It's too much shit to worry about.
Well, what's a crazy amount?
More than 8 people, like more than 8 people on a boat.
No, I think anything.
Motherfucker, more than 8 people, you need a pontoon.
I think anything more than
I've
6.
been on
I'm
a
like,
pontoon.
Yeah, 6 people is like
That's why. That's
basically
big.
it.
Like
that's why
max.
I'm saying that I don't like that many people. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been on a pontoon with that many people before. It's
Bro, because
too hectic,
everybody
there's no
brings bunch of
space.
shit. There's no space. Yeah, no.
yeah, especially on a center console. Something like a center console.
Yeah,
or
no,
smaller
forget it.
boats, skiffs. Fuck that. Stay at home.
Yeah.
3 people max. Like,
three, 4
No,
people.
3-4 people I think is good.
Yeah, because then
no, on a flats boat, 3
'Cause-
people.
because you got the captain, you got somebody throwing the anchor, and then you got the extra.
Yeah, tying
Yeah,
on
but
the
the-
side.
If it's like a flats boat
and
that's
then the
less than
captain's
20
probably
feet,
the captain's
3
probably
people.
bringing his wife, so that's already a body right there.
No, you don't take a wife to boys trip. For what?
Yeah, okay, buddy. She's gonna be like, "Yeah, boys trip every time." No,
Yeah.
no.
I
That's
mean,
not
you
gonna happen.
go on a
Let's
trip
be
with her
realistic here.
separately. Boys trips
we
are
both
boys
don't
trips.
have relationships here, right? But we know that's not gonna happen.
No, what do you mean?
At this point, if I were to have a boat and I'm like, "Hey, I'm going fishing," and she was chilling home, had nothing to do, she's not gonna fucking sit home. She's gonna come fishing. And especially,
my mom would want to come fishing every single time when we went out on the boat. Something had to be going
Listen,
really
there's
bad.
boys trips and there's girls trips. You take your girl when it's a girl trip. You're hanging out. You're not
the
doing
amount
anything.
of shit he talks about. I want to go on girls trips, and that
No,
being some
girls
shit.
trip meaning a trip where you take your girl on. Like you take her on a boat with you because it's a little different environment. You go on a fishing trip, bro. All you're gonna do is do fishing. You're not gonna go there, fucking lay out and do any other shit. It's like point A to point B, get your shit done, come back. It's not adventurous. With them, it's adventurous. You get a bunch of other boats, bunch of friends. You go out,
I don't know what he's talking
you
about.
beach. Yeah, bro.
That's so
No,
very,
bro.
Very, very weird.
What do you mean? When you go on a fishing trip, it's from one location to another location, another location, another. You just do bum 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 bum, and you come back.
What makes you think a girl can't go on a trip and do that?
They can, but you make a dedicated trip for that. That's my point. If you're doing boys trip, you do boys trip. If you're doing girls, if you're taking your girl, your girl.
He said, "If you're going with the boys, you go to the fishing spots. If you go with the girls, you don't."
Yeah, you don't. You just do fuck shit.
Why?
Why not,
Doesn't make no sense.
bro? What do you mean it doesn't make sense? I mean, I'm just saying there's
No, you don't
dedicated
make any
boys
no, it
trips,
doesn't make any
and then
sense.
there's dedicated girl trips.
Don't keep repeating it because it doesn't make any sense.
Bro, I guess I don't want to do everything with my girl. Like
I guess you
there's things
don't.
that I want to do on my own. Like why not?
I'm sure there's some things you can do alone. Sometimes
Yeah.
shower, you know.
Oh shit. I mean,
Go-
yeah.
I mean, you can go
Go-
outside, breathe a little
go
bit.
to
Or
work.
do your job or you work.
Yeah.
Or sometimes jujitsu. Sometimes not.
Sometimes jujitsu. I just listened to Shoy Roll. It was a purple belt. It was saying, hey, this is to all the
tapes.
one of the tapes. This is to all of the uh lower color belts. Don't bring your girl to jujitsu practice, because some of the people with higher belts most likely gonna end up sleeping with them. And this happened to me. My instructor slept with my girl. Don't bring them.
That's evil. That's evil.
That's a bad
Your professor-
experience.
Imagine you're just a white belt and your professor gets with your girl. What the fuck are you gonna do?
A 9mm is the only thing that's gonna help you.
What?
And
Wait,
be
wait,
careful.
wait.
That might
You
not
will
be
pull a
enough.
that's probably the best thing that could possibly happen to you. You know that?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I
What
would
you're
do.
training to be your professor
No,
so that
no,
you
I'm
can
not-
take back
No,
your
no,
girl
no.
like you're
I'm not saying
Mario
that's what
trying
I
to
would
take
do.
back Princess
You
Peach.
said,
No,
what would
not
you
at
be
all.
able to do? And I said nothing. The only thing that would
Oh,
be
yeah,
able
yeah,
to is
yeah.
a 9mm. Nothing that's
If
what I
your
would
girl
do.
cheat on you and she leaves you, is the best possible thing that's gonna happen to you. Best
Best
thing.
possible thing that's
Yes.
gonna happen to you.
If your
Yep.
girl leaves you,
Yep. Because you're lacking somehow, and that's gonna be a wake up call for you to get better.
So there's no such thing as toxic bitches that just cheat.
No, there's toxic bitches.
Yeah, there are.
There are toxic bitches. Yeah, but the toxic is a little bit different, in my opinion. The way I look at it.
I'm breaking it down too much.
No, I mean that's what it is. In my opinion, it's the best thing that could happen for you if your girl cheats on you.
I mean, as long as it's for the right reasons, sure.
Well, I mean, what are the right reasons to cheat?
I mean, we talk about it all the time about other people's relationship, right? It's like, damn,
What do
what
you
the
mean?
fuck did he do to fuck up?
Well, there's multitude of things a guy can do to fuck up. Multitude.
Sure, but what I'm saying is, if the girl breaks up
Fishing
an
trip turned into this, dog. I don't
for
get
an
it.
illegitimate reason,
I don't get it.
That's
Where do we
that's
go?
that's just plain fucked up. And yeah, sure, the girl should leave you.
Wait, say it again. Say it
Or
again. I don't
you
understand.
shouldn't be with a girl at that point. That's what I
I'm
meant.
not understanding what you're saying. Say that again. If the guy breaks up,
The girl should leave you
uh-huh.
for the right reasons.
Well, yeah, she found another man more attractive than you, for whatever fuck reason.
All right, cool. At that point, it's just it is what it is.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the best thing that happened to you. Because you, for some reason, are not attractive enough. Why? Then the system's soul
guess,
searching
like,
to
I
do
mean,
to
I
figure out why
guess.
not and get better.
I guess.
I'm just saying. Yeah,
What's
bro.
going on?
Like
Get
it's
good?
up to you. It's up to you to make sure that you're men enough to take care of everything that needs to be taken care of. You know?
I mean, yeah, it does make you better at the end of the day. It's gonna make you want to do
That's what I'm
something.
saying.
And
Yeah.
if it doesn't make you want to do something, it's gonna make you want to off yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
So, if you guys were going to Cuba tomorrow, what would be the one thing you'd be looking out for? That you want to do, don't want to do?
I'll be looking out for the cops.
The thing is they're sometimes in the houses too, not dressed in uniform.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be looking out for that sus motherfucker.
Don't talk
you know?
shit about the government, especially not while you're there.
Watch
Right.
what you say. Don't fucking boast.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole plan was to say very, very, very low key.
Yeah, just be conservative. I mean,
Yeah.
don't be like pulling out a shit ton of cash in front of everybody like that. That's another thing.
Don't be pulling out any cash. Take some fucking toilet paper with you.
Take toilet paper. If that is the one advice that I'll give you.
Really?
Take
Yes.
toilet paper.
Oh yeah, because they don't have toilet
They
paper.
don't unless you want to wipe your ass with newspaper.
Take some toilet paper
And
with you.
trust
Take some
me,
fucking underwear.
from
that you
personal
give away to
experience,
people,
dog,
get
it's
some shit
rough.
done.
It's rough, all right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take some.
Yeah,
time.
you're gonna
Hey,
you're gonna get that fucking newspaper to wipe your ass, and
I'm
then that
taking 2
newspaper
rolls
usually
now.
has some lead in it in that paint. The lead gonna give you a little bit of cancer up in that culo.
Hopefully you don't even get sick down there. If you start shitting, bro, in the
Oh,
hot
take-
ass bathroom, no AC, you just
Take carbon pills. Every time
Carbon-
you eat something, take carbon pills.
I got plenty of space in my backpack, so you let me know
Carbon
what I should be
pills.
taking,
Carbon
and I can
pills.
shove it in
So
there.
carbon pills, you take like 6, 7, 8 of them, whatever. When you get poisoning, you take that shit, and carbon soaks up all that shit, and you don't have diarrhea.
Charcoal.
Charcoal pills, yeah.
carbon. I was like, this
Look up,
motherfucker's trying
look
to-
up charcoal pills.
charcoal.
he's
Look
trying
up.
to poison you.
Look, charcoal is carbon. That's what it is. It's just burned carbon. Charcoal pills, yeah.
Activated charcoal.
Yep,
that's what it's called.
activated charcoal. Mhm. Take that shit with you, and toilet paper. For a fact, and carry that toilet paper in your bag no matter where you go.
I'm bringing my fanny pack, so my Nike one, not my nice fish.
Make a nice little roll up. Put it in that fanny pack. Just
I'll
for
throw
keeps.
the whole fucking roll in there.
There you go.
You gonna throw the whole roll in the fanny pack?
Fuck it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Yeah. Just
All
guard
I'm
it.
gonna have on me is my cell phone, wallet.
I don't know
toilet
about the
paper.
cell phone, bro. My one. Yeah.
What do you mean? I gotta have my fucking phone on me, bro.
You want your phone? I
Yeah,
will.
but are you gonna get service there? That's the question.
Can you? Yes. It's expensive, I think. Don't do it.
Yeah, because you put your
It's
set your
okay. They
roaming
got
on,
Wi-Fi's
man.
at the house now.
They got ways to work around it. Emily's gonna have the plug for you.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna have some type
They
of phone over
used to-
there that they can swap the SIM with, and then they use your own
So-
minutes.
They used to have Wi-Fi parks, where you used to have to go to like an area where they,
They
have
still
Wi-Fi.
do.
Now I think they got it at their houses.
Some people have the ability to get routers, I guess, at home that they can connect to the internet.
Yeah, Because the cell phone, that's what I'm saying. Because I mean, you'll be lucky if you have like 5 hours of internet
I need
on
to
your
make
phone.
sure to download a shit ton of movies and shows.
Yeah, make sure to set your shit on no
For
roaming.
entertainment,
Your
yeah.
phone on no roaming. Because if you're
Oh
on
no,
roaming,
I'm
you'll
over there.
bill me through the ass.
While I'm over there, I'm just gonna turn on airplane mode or something like that.
Okay.
Why would I need? I'm not gonna. If I don't
On,
have connection.
on an airplane mode,
I would just disable
your
the
Bluetooth
roaming
is still
just in
connected.
case.
Let me see. Let me see.
I don't even know if my
Yeah,
roaming is
disable
on.
roaming, bro. Yeah, so on
Let's see.
airplane mode, you still have just Wi-Fi, So airplane mode, you go to roaming, man. Just turn off your
Cellular
fucking roaming.
off. And that will prevent it from connecting to any nearby
Yes,
tower.
go to cellular and then
Oh, data roaming off. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, because I don't think T-Mobile has a partnership with Cuba.
I know they do in Dominican Republic.
In Dominica, they do. Costa Rica, Colombia, they
Yeah.
do, but not in. I
In
don't
DR,
think.
every time I get to DR, they send me a message telling me how I get like
Yeah.
basic, really slow internet. I think I can send text messages, but no calls or something like that. Like
You can send text messages for free. Calls are gonna be, I think, like 20 cents per minute
I
or
think it's
some
like
shit like
25
that.
cents a minute. Yeah.
And then you get 3G speeds.
Yeah, it's bullshit though. You
Yeah,
can
it's pretty
basically
slow.
send like a message. That's about it. And if you're in a good enough area,
No,
Cuba-
it does load. Like Google Maps and shit will load and stuff like that will
if
load.
you're in a good enough
Cuba is
area.
also very similar to DR. You know, the people are poor as shit. So if you manage to give them, a good chunk of money or whatever, they'll do shit for you. So that's another thing. If you need to get out, pay. Corruption.
Eddie,
I don't know.
Eddie,
I gotta.
Eddie hands the guy $10. The guy takes, and $1. The
Actually,
guy
I have
gives
to
$1
go.
to the boss. I quit. I'm going to open my own criminal organization.
I gotta go get cash after here. We go to the bank and grab cash. I gotta go get Zins.
Just get a bunch of dollars, bro. Don't even take anything with more than that.
Well,
Just
no,
a bunch of fucking
I'm
dollars.
gonna pull out a couple $100, but in tens and separate it.
In dollars.
Yeah,
How
Just
you
change it. You can change it over there.
I don't
Yeah,
think you can
tell
pull
them,
tens. It's
ask-
20s
I
only.
don't know how
out of the machine.
I don't
At
know
the
how
machine I go to, you can.
Yeah.
It's been a while because I've never really had to deal with the money situation because my parents would always do it for me.
Right.
But the conversion rates and stuff like that, make sure you ask the question to them. If you should take bills of 100 or 20, because sometimes certain bills are worth more than others in the black
Okay.
market, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, you finding out this shit the last minute, bro.
What about toilet paper?
About toilet paper, about the money, about anything.
Well, I've heard the stories about toilet paper. I just didn't remember. I've heard the stories. I've heard
Okay.
the stories. Like you go to bathrooms anywhere and there's just no toilet paper.
Yeah, and
Not
then
a
you gotta
thing.
pay for the bathrooms, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's public.
And I think you gotta pay for the toilet paper.
Yeah. Don't shit.
I don't know. I do know that everything is dirt cheap. So, basically, what is my mom saying? Eddie, don't say that on the podcast. I don't know what I said. Emily said they went
We're
to
very
a concert.
popular.
Emily said they went to a concert and the tickets were like came out to being like $2 in American money.
Yeah.
So, I know I don't need much money while I'm there because it doesn't seem like it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taking a couple $100 might be too much.
No, I'll tell you why later.
Okay.
I also have to pay a $75 visa tomorrow morning
Oh shit. Okay.
in Tampa when I go to the airport. Like $75.
Okay. So it's part of it. Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah. So this was an interesting article, right? Kids shape their development to match genetic tendencies, right?
Talking
Go ahead.
about kids and genetic stuff, can I propose a question before we
Yeah,
go
go.
into this real quick before I forget? So we were talking. I went to the Discord the other day. I don't know if Miguel was there or not, but we were talking about kids with a certain kind of condition, adult with a certain kind of condition that happens when kids don't eat certain foods and become super picky eaters. As an adult, they have legit anxiety about trying foods and like certain kind of things happen where like it's a legit condition now. A lot of adults have this. I went to the question of, do you guys think this is nature, nurture, or outside influence, anything like that? And they all gave
Which
a
part?
bunch of
Kids not eating.
kids being picky eaters naturally because they say that, oh, this like my kid doesn't want to eat. I try and force him to do all this stuff, and then you have kids that have no problem eating whatever, right? Do you think it's the upbringing? Do you think it's the food itself? Right, because they do have some contribution to the food itself, making us not wanting to eat, and that affects taking on children. Or do you think it's genetic?
So I don't think it's the food itself, right? The reason I don't think it's the food itself because I've lived in three different countries, which had three different types of food, meaning from like fully natural to half natural to the plastics that we eat right now. And as long as I've known, kids fucking didn't like to eat. As a matter of fact, from my own experience, which is anecdotal, obviously, as a little kid till about 3 years old, everything I would eat, I would throw up, right? Like, so I wouldn't eat, right, as a little kid. Now, I think it's just it's up to the parent to figure out how to make the kid eat. And you also have to understand, like, majority of the time when you're feeding a kid, you're giving them food that doesn't have any like salt, no spice, none of that stuff in it because their stomachs are so sensitive, right? So like anything you give them, it doesn't have that much.
Kid, you're talking about toddler or like a kid? Because when I mean kid, I mean someone in the ages of like 3 to 10 years
Oh yeah,
oldish.
no, them motherfuckers are eating. I don't care. You finish your plate. Like
What
it's
do you
just
think?
bottom line. You didn't
What
need
do
to
you
finish
think,
the plate.
Miggy?
I'm a big advocate of if I don't want to eat it, don't force it on me. Because I either will just throw it away or just throw it up. So I'm not gonna eat something I'm gonna throw up. I like trying interesting stuff that looks appetizing, but I don't go with crazy
Yeah,
weird shit. Um,
because if you
Toads, stuff like that, weird shit. No.
Because you leave it up to a kid. The kids, majority of the time, they'll just fucking eat candy all day long. If you leave it up to a kid, they're gonna eat what's high calorie dense foods, and they're sweet most
Whatever's
likely, right?
good and bring them that dopamine.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever gives them the rush, right? So
Let's see
so
what
it's
they're
up to
talking
the
about here.
parent. Okay. So this was a very interesting research, right? The summary. Go ahead, make it read a little bit.
Summary: preschool children actively influence their own development to align with it, their genetic dispositions.
Now, see, when it's talking about genetic disposition, I read the whole article, and I couldn't really put my finger on exactly what they're talking about necessarily. They were pretty cryptic about it. They did mention a couple of things, but when you're saying genetic predisposition, continue reading. Maybe we can like decipher this shit together.
By examining how toddlers interact with their environment, including activities like reading and puzzles, researchers have found that children preferences impact how they engage in cognitive stimulation at home.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying. How toddlers interact with their environment, including activities like reading and puzzles, right? Now, but there's a bunch of other research out there that says that boy toddlers do certain things and girl toddlers do certain things, right? Like for example, they've done a research where you put a boy toddler in the middle of the room and put the mother behind the window. Most of the time, boy toddlers, what they'll do, they'll get up, start crawling, and try to climb over the window to get to the mother. With the girl toddlers, what happens? Girl toddlers will sit in that place and cry, right? So they do different things. So they're genetically predisposed to doing certain things, right? So I don't know if this is talking about that type of stuff, or is he just talking about continue reading? We'll see what I'm talking about.
This active involvement helps shape their brain development alongside environmental factors. The findings emphasize the dynamic interplay between genetics and environments in early childhood, challenging the traditional views of passive developmental processes. Key facts: active participation in development. Children as young as 2 influence their learning environment by choosing activities that align with their inherent preferences. Sorry. Gene environment interplay. The study highlights how genetic dispositions and environmental factors together contribute to the cognitive and emotional development of children. Implications for early intervention. Understanding these dynamics can help identify children who may benefit from early interventions, potentially preventing future learning difficulties. The researchers looked at how genes in the environment work together to shape the brain development of children between the ages of 2 and 4. They found that rather than being passive recipients of the environment around them, such as the behavior and likes and dislikes of their parents, they also had a strong say in creating their own experiences based on their inherited preferences and character traits. The researchers looked at early cognitive stimulation at home, including talking, singing, nursery rhymes, books, and engaging with toys and puzzles. They found that children that drove they found that children drove decisions on which activities to focus on and how often to do them, at least as much as their caregivers. Professor Sophie von Stum from the Department of Education of the University of York said, as many parents will know, small children already very clear about what they do and don't like, and this study cements the theory that even at a young age, children are actively shaping their experiences at home. A child's preference and difference for a character will evoke distinct reactions from their caregivers. For example, if a child enjoys reading, they will sit and focus on a book, which is likely to motivate caregivers to read with them and more and provide more books. The debate over whether a children's character and abilities are down to nature or nurture is long running, but our findings show how genes and the environment act as a combined force. Our study can also explain why even siblings growing up in the same house can differ so widely in their behavioral tendencies, emotional development, and learning abilities. The research is the first systematic study of genetics and the environment and how they interplay in very young children. The report is titled Gene Environment Interplay in Early Life Cognitive Development. The study used data from the twins' early development study, which followed over 15,000 families with twins born between 1994 and 1996 in England and Wales. Over the course of this longitudinal study, twins' verbal and nonverbal cognitive development was assessed at different ages, including at 2, 3, and 4, via standardized testing and extensive parent and self reports. Right.
So
I think this
this
is a good
goes
idea.
into more talking about like how we can, you if this is, if there's some sort of a genetic pattern to it, we can look into the genes and then just do an intervention and try to figure out if somebody's gonna have like cognitive abilities, like gonna have hard time reading. Maybe we can do an early intervention and start
Oh,
training them
okay.
how to
So
read.
they're looking at early behaviors to determine if they're gonna have
Yeah,
any disorders later on.
yeah, pretty much that's what they're doing. And but to me, when I was reading this article, and I think they touched on it. So they said they've used a couple of things. And if the kid was more prone to one thing, even the caregivers would do that. So, like, think about it logically. If your kid likes to read a book and that's what keeps him from running around and causing ruckus, what are you going to do? You're going to bring him to the book. So, you kind of reinforce what he already likes, right? But there's a bunch of other studies now as well that kids, I think, up to 5 years old, their brains are like freaking sponges. They take in all the information and later they start forming patterns to what they're going to like and going to dislike, right?
Right.
So when they're talking about genetic predisposition of kids,
I said I'd never join.
it's that,
Not gonna lie, that
yeah,
scared the fuck out of me.
yeah. So when they're talking about the genetic predisposition of the kids, I was like, all right, well, that's awesome, but I wish you to give me a little more examples of what they've actually used to test on. What are the things that they're doing, besides being so vague about this.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Like, what exact factors are the genetic and like what how
What's
much is
nurture
it?
and nature, right?
Yeah.
Because there's again, people will argue nurture and nature, and this is, I think, the number one thing what people will argue against evolutionary psychology is like, oh, well, it's all nature, it's the way it's all nurture, the way I raise the children, right? But it's really not, it's both, and I don't know. If anything, this points that there is definitely genetic evolution going on, and that there's evolutionary psychology of some sort going on. Indirectly points to that, but I don't know. I found it is an interesting article. I just wish they went a little deeper into it. I don't know if this was a superficial study. I haven't read the book, like the paper itself. I mean,
So
it looks like 15,000 children for a very long time, and twins at that, right? So they can, even though they're genetically basically almost identical, they're able to disassociate them and say, okay, well, one does this and the other one does that, even though they're coming from the same family, and even though they look alike. You know what I mean?
got you. So we're gonna go into another article, or
Yeah, yeah. Go to another article.
are we gonna? Are you not gonna
Yeah,
keep reading that last one?
yeah. No, I mean, I think we kind of. Oh, I thought this is kind of cool. If you're into like a mil spec watch, what mil spec stands for is military specification watch, and these are 10 watches that will suffice for any army, right? And number one comes in as Casio, the bare bone basic Casio.
That's one of the ones I'll be taking to Cuba with me.
Yep. And then you go down to Seiko fives. Um,
I didn't know this was like a military issued watch.
they're saying mil spec, so Seiko is simple and dependable and offers everything
The Seiko 5 is simple and dependable and offers everything the seemingly average wearer may need in any situation. This is certainly the use case for an operator in the CIA, for which this particular watch has become quite synonymous. The CIA has a long history of issuing Seiko watches through the 60s and 70s and then into the 80s and 90s. Many of the operatives spend a huge amount of time in the Middle East. This means the Arabic Seiko is extremely highly regarded by the CIA community. And quite frankly, it looks damn cool with it too. It's a unique looking standout piece in the Seiko 5 range.
Cool. Next.
That's interesting to know.
Yeah, because not a lot of watchmakers do the whole Arabic dial thing or Hebrew dial, stuff like that. I mean, you see that in some of the Rolexes, and then you see it
Yeah.
in Seiko.
Yeah, so the Hamilton khaki, I don't think none of us will disagree to this.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the field watch.
Yeah. CWC, very similar to Hamilton
I like
khaki.
the case on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's sick.
Then you have Ben Roos.
I never heard of this.
But it looks like it might be a diver watch of some sort.
Yeah.
Veterans was a crucial supplier for the U.S. military during the Vietnam War, equipping virtually all of its specialist department. Mil W 50717 specified the design details for Benrus production for both the stereo dial Type 1 and Type 2 with its 24-hour scale, previously not available to the public. Benrus is now offering both the Type 1 and the Type 2 as limited edition models. Oh, that's a sick watch. I actually like that.
The Marathon?
Yeah, it's sick.
Large diver's watch.
If we're thinking about like a utility watch, that looks sick for one.
Yeah. It's like rough, tough Bomboclat watch.
Yeah. Resco Black Frog.
I never heard of this.
It's kind of like homage to Rolex.
I can see
almost.
like a Navy SEAL where it's something about Navy SEALs. The U.S. Navy SEALs seem to know a lot about their mil-spec watches, so if you were to create a watch for the SEALs, it would be better to create one than an actual Navy SEAL. Retired veteran Rob Smith founded Resco Instruments in 2009, along with his wife, U.S. Coast Guard veteran Nicole Smith. They set about designing and manufacturing wristwatches that serve a purpose, to be sleek, simple, and rugged. Specifically with Resco, form follows function, with no dial, sub-dial, nor bezel present when not serving a purpose. Due to the watchmaker's still busy military schedule, the numbers produced are relatively low. However, a number of them have found their way onto active military wrists. The Black Frog UDT keeps things simple with a quartz movement, allowing for fewer mechanical components to go wrong in the field. However, if you're a purist, the watch can be specified with a Sellita W200 automatic.
3,000 and 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 and $3,500. I don't know, man. Two-door Pelagos FXD. Yeah.
That's a good one.
What I've heard, this is something
Straight
you
up
still
die
issue.
watch. Rolex Explorer, obviously GMT, 2 time zones. IWC, see it. Big Pilot's watch. Yeah, probably Air Force type of stuff.
There's nothing worse than being mid-mission, hiding in the shadows, and getting spotted because of a bright silver reflective scratch on your watch case. What a nightmare. Well, fear not, fellow espionagists. IWC has just one thing: a military-fueled style watch with an unscratchable black ceramic case.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is that the last one?
Yep.
Yep.
So I saw this cool Jacob and Co. If it's called the Ring of Fire to it's like a Tyson Fury. Yeah.
You know what I was surprised by that one? That they didn't have those more rugged Casios on there. I would think they would have more rugged Casios on, now.
I feel like the G-Shock is like the
the watch, yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so you've got Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk on the other side. This was actually commissioned by the guy that does all these fights and stuff, from what I heard. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting because it's kind of weird to see him make something that over after something that hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, so with this watch, I really liked this watch when it first came out, with the Constellation. I mean, now it's the same thing and they're just adding shit to it. You know what I mean? Like they're just changing things on it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know, man. It's an interest. It's still Jacob and Co. at the end of the day, but it's like having a fucking snow globe on your arm. That's how big this thing is.
Yes.
I thought this might be interesting. Video of alien spotted in Vegas, totally authentic. Experts say you can't deny it. So,
all right, let's see what this is about.
Yeah, play it.
Loading ad. Guess not.
Yeah, so.
Oh, come on. That's a plane landing at the airport.
So here's the thing, and this is what I was gonna ask you guys. This is next. This is in Las Vegas, right? What else is next to Las Vegas?
Area 51.
Yep. And what do we know they test in Area 51? The shit that's not out there yet, and they
Airspace.
test stuff, right? Could it be one of the things that they were just testing?
Pretty
know?
much. It just looks like a fucking plane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
the
if,
video's so shitty. Who knows what it was?
yeah. So
Why doesn't it say videos of aliens pixelated again in Vegas? Like,
yeah.
they're always pixelated. There's never a clear one.
Yeah, especially in 2024 when everybody got like a fucking 4K iPhone cameras, we're still taking pixelated
Everybody's
videos.
been bullied into getting iPhones because of the green messages, and they still don't have a good camera.
The funny part is they know it. Android knows it. I was talking about this the other day. How my boss, he's the only one in the office still that has an Android, and we all fuck with him about it. And you know, Ozzy brought the Cybertruck over here the other day after it got wrapped with the UFC stuff. We went outside to check it out because my boss was here that day for the Friday. We went outside to check it out, and he goes, someone take a picture of me in front of it with an iPhone, like, because he knows.
Well, no, it depends. Some of those Android phones have better cameras,
Yes,
much better
they
cameras.
do, but some, very few of the
Yeah.
Android phones.
So and they're usually expensive. They're more expensive than iPhones are.
At this
right?
point, they are more expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what's the funny part is, what iPhone did, whenever an Android would text you, and you would do thumbs up, it would write a message. It would send another message to like instead of like you would put a thumbs up, but it doesn't show on their platform, right? So iPhone automatically would send a message to them. This person gave a thumbs up to this comment, and like you would get a line message from iPhone. So Google was like, I'm gonna do a switcheroo on you. You want to do that to me? I'm gonna do the same thing to you. So now if you get a thumbs up from Android on your messages, it'll say, here, let me show you so you know. Maybe you can describe it better than I am. So a friend of mine has a Android phone, and when he messages me, you get this thumbs up to your message.
Okay.
Makes sense? So Android did that. So when he gives me a thumbs up on a message, where if I was an Android, I'll see him like put a thumbs up on it, like you
Right.
usually do, right? But instead, it sends me a message that says thumbs
But
up
it's
to
still-
that message.
It still gives the emoji and everything.
Yeah, it does give the
It just doesn't
emoji.
reply the same way the normal replies work back and forth.
Correct.
Speaking of Las Vegas, reminds me of Formula One. I saw this stat that said Formula One has now brought $800 million to Miami in the past 2 years. It's gone.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, when I saw the Las Vegas one, they said it's close to $6 billion. That's how much money was spent in
Brother.
Las Vegas extra in comparison to the
Brother,
year before.
Let me tell you something.
Well,
I saw the menu prices at F1.
oh, I heard it was
Yeah,
crazy.
Fam.
$300
crazy.
for some cheese
Lobster
bites.
roll, $250.
Fam. What?
Yeah. Nachos, $180.
You
But
gotta-
that was only in a Hard Rock casino, and that was a room service menu.
You don't gotta just pregame food. You gotta pregame drinks too. That's crazy.
I mean, it is F1, right? Like, if you ever wanna kind of like experience from far what rich is, go to an F1 race, bro. Because we were.
What do you think about the Kentucky Derby?
No, bro. F1 is on another level. Because we were there a week before. We were in Monaco a week before the F1 races. The amount of money that was just in Monaco waiting for F1 to happen. Because that week they were doing because they do old car races. And then they do the actual Formula One. Bro, the amount of money that was there was insane. It was just insane. But again, this is Monaco, right? Like, people were walking around with Richard Miller's like it's nothing, like it's a fucking Casio.
It must
That's
be
how Monaco
nice.
is.
Yeah, but like the amount of money that floods for Formula One, it's bro. The tickets are not cheap. Like
What
the
I
cheapest
wanted to
tickets are
see
like
was-
thousands of dollars.
Where did they hold the last Super Bowl?
The Vegas.
How much money did it bring in? Can you find that for us?
It was like 2 weeks after we won, I think. How much did the
Yeah.
last Super Bowl bring to Vegas? 700 million.
700 million. Yeah, and how much money did
Or that's what the expected was.
so do how much money did Formula One bring to Vegas?
To Vegas?
Yeah,
1 billion.
Figure expected to exceed 1 billion.
That's expected to exceed, but they have the number now. They actually have the number how much money was in there.
And some here 1.3. You're never really gonna get an exact number on these
Yeah.
things, dude.
Because it is, you're right. It is more of a like projection of how much money. But like as I said, like Formula One brings in hella money, hella money.
A lot of money.
It's a very expensive sport. That's why.
Even the fucking
pure.
merchandise is more expensive than any other sport I've seen.
Yes.
The what?
The merchandise,
Yes.
it's more expensive than any other stuff I've ever seen. Like
Even
other
the shit that they
sports.
sell on the side that they printed on their own
I
printers,
mean,
that shit's even expensive.
when you compare to jerseys, right? It's expensive.
A polo
But
shirt.
jerseys are still more expensive.
What was it, like $200 for a polo shirt or something like that, full price? Polo shirt, bro. It's not even a jersey.
I
Yeah,
mean,
the one we
Polos
the
are
ones
just
we got.
expensive just because it's polo.
I don't know if
No,
you've
no, no.
seen-
When I say a polo shirt, I mean like a collar shirt with two
Oh, okay.
buttons.
Yeah, it's a Formula One shirt that is like Puma branded or something like that. In that store we went to in Las Vegas, they were $175 original
Just
price.
buy the fake shit.
That's what I'm saying. Even the fake shit. When I was in Montreal and I just fell on the Formula One week, they had the little tents selling the fake shit, right? Even the fake shit was at $30-$40 a pop, and it was just a T-shirt, bro. Just a regular, like the T-shirt I got from my brother with Ayrton Senna. It was just somebody like literally just fucking printed that thing on there, and that was like $30, $35.
The cheapest I've seen official Formula One gear is at PacSun, where I've bought all my Formula One shirts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's $35.
And that's like
Just
off
a
brand.
regular graphic brand T-shirt.
Well, not off brand. It's official Formula
It's
One
for
stuff.
yeah, but it's not like the like
It's not a jersey. It's not a jersey. That's what
the
you're trying to
like
say.
in that store. It's not like in that store, right? Like it's a
No,
little more
it's
different.
an official collaboration that Formula One did with PacSun, and
Yeah.
they made these
Yeah.
shirts. Yeah.
It's different, man. It's different. Formula One is different, man. I don't know, what it is, but
They have
anyway.
the hats too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and those are not cheap either.
I would imagine. I mean, just a regular New Era hat,
So-
$60.
So baseball hat, this hat that I got, this was at Costco, and that was $13. But I've gotten a hat at
That's
the
from St. Thomas, dog.
oh sorry, I thought I'm wearing the other one. Yeah, but the baseball hat I got from Tampa Bay's Rays, it was from Costco, $13. But then I've bought a hat at the stadium with a friend employee discount, and that was $25 because the original hat was 50. At the store, how much were those hats? They were like $60-$80, right?
$60-$70.
More. It was like 80. Yeah.
80 $100 for a hat, like double the price.
But that was also in that Las Vegas bougie ass store. I mean, sure you can go online and find it cheaper, but usually their merchandise is one of the most expensive.
Yeah.
Like the official stuff. Like you want the polos that my dad got and the one you got for Arthur. That shit's not cheap.
Yeah. And I think with discount, we paid hella money, bro.
Yeah, it was still like a $75 polo
Yeah.
for each one.
Yeah.
That was on clearance, dog. I mean, the
It was
hoodie.
last year shit.
The hoodie, yeah, it was last year's shit, so that's why. And the hoodie I got was originally like a $200 and something hoodie. I still paid like $100 for it.
Yeah.
You
Go-
got the good old discount.
Yeah. Go to the next one.
The
You see what we
clearance
got.
discount.
You want to do shit tango first? Because I got a better one.
Let's do the better one because we're kind of short here.
Yeah, okay. Do the better one if you're going
What's
to do
the
that.
better one?
There was another article that I posted, which is a better one.
Out of the 30, you expected to know which one? I just
No, I didn't post a lot of articles. I didn't post a
The
lot of articles.
terrifying predictions Nostradamus has made for the rest of 2024 after one came true just hours into the new year.
All right.
First
wanna-
question, who is Nostradamus?
Nostradamus was a mathematician. I don't remember what country he was in, and his book is regarded like he's been regarded as a teller of the future, and there's a whole movement of people reading his books and trying to interpret what it means. And a lot of things that he's written, like he talked about pigs that are flying in the sky, and they're attributing that to World War II. That was the first time that the pilots used these masks, and if you look at them, they look like pigs with their glasses on. So they attributed that to like, oh, this is what he was talking about, right? So
Usually
French.
Latinized as Nostradamus was a French astrologer, apothecary, physician. Apothecary, is that
Yeah,
people
like he
take
made
care of the dead?
medicine.
Oh, okay. I thought this meant that you took care of dead people for the longest.
Apothecary is
Yeah.
is making medicine.
physician and reputed seer who is best known for his book Les
Okay, so it
Prophéties,
was a mathematician.
poetic quatrains allegedly predicting future events.
Yeah. So there's a whole movement of people that like almost like religiously follow this guy's what he writes and try to interpret it.
The 16th century French philosopher became well known for his grand predictions about world events, many of which have been somewhat vaguely worded, making them seem pretty accurate at times. Each year, loads of people look back to Nostradamus' writings to see what he indicated would happen in this time window. His predictions weren't always tied to specific years, but rather periods or sequences of time. That's no different for 2024, and it's been claimed that this year one of his predictions has already been proved right, and in fact came true on New Year's Day itself, as early as it possibly could. In a time of climate crisis and extreme weather, that already sounds like a pretty spot-on prophecy, but it looks particularly accurate when you remember that Japan suffered a major earthquake on January 1st this year, registering a 7.6 magnitude on the Richter scale. What has been debated slightly, though, is which bit of Nostradamus' prediction is right, since it went on to say there would also be very great famine throughout pestiferous wave.
Pestiferous wave.
Some have interpreted the wave in questions to be the earthquake, since it's technically a wave in the surface of the earth. However,
Oh my god, no, this is too. This is yeah. This is the thing. They're taking like these vague
Yeah, and they're trying to
predictions and
interpret it.
just attaching them to something that might
Yeah.
sound like it makes sense.
Because our brains look always for patterns, right? Like when you look
Yeah.
at random numbers, you're always looking for a pattern. So they're looking for patterns. So, but anyway, so I
However-
thought that was kind of interesting, like, because I don't think we ever talked about Nostradamus.
No,
Yeah, but
I never heard of that. Guy.
yeah, their books, like his books to this day are being sold at like large quantities, you know. So
So he had a fucking business that sold him, got him profits for years and years.
well, no,
and years.
before anything, he would sell medicine, so that was his business, and then he wrote books, and they didn't become popular till later down the road after his death. So.
Why are we worshipping these people?
Because we as people, like, I don't think people like to know, like, most people are looking for something more than just what they're doing in life. There's got to be something grandiose, something
Some
better
people-
than this.
Some people like to know. I prefer not to know.
What, the future?
Yeah.
I would like
Like
to
if
know the
somebody-
lottery numbers.
Like if somebody
That's
were
something
to
I
tell
would
me,
like
would
to
you
know.
like to know how you're gonna die? I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, that I
Let
think
me
that
just
would be
find
fucking
out.
depressing. If you find out when you're dying, that'd be depressing as shit. Now, or it could be just very life changing, where you're like, fuck this. I know I'm dying on this day. These are the things that I want to do throughout my life. I'm gonna fucking do everything that I ever wanted to do before I die.
Don't you think that would then change the day?
Well, no, because it's like that's when you're gonna die.
Yeah, it's
Well, because of what?
Because of the butterfly effect, you mean? Like if you
Yeah.
change what your future is? Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess if you're saying like even if you were to say like, oh, you have cancer now, you have cancer and it's gonna develop and you're gonna die on this day, maybe you know you're gonna have cancer now, and so you can get it checked out earlier, and
Yeah.
or you were gonna trip and fall on this day. Now you're like, oh shit, okay, this day I gotta be careful because I
Yeah.
don't have cancer.
What
I
if
don't have
it's
nothing
like
wrong.
set in
Let
stone?
me make sure. Let me make sure I just don't do nothing stupid today.
Yeah, what if it's set
You know
in
what I
stone?
mean? Like
What if it's like set in stone that no matter what you do is gonna happen?
what if they give it
that's
to you?
that's something me and Emily talked about. She believes that your day is like destined.
Yeah, there's a lot of like back in my culture they have a saying that your destiny is written on your forehead. Whatever needs to happen is going to happen no matter what you do.
Yeah,
So there's
I don't
think
believe that.
huh?
I don't believe that.
I mean you can't say you believe it or you don't believe it because there's no proof for either.
Well, there's proof in the fact that if I take this phone and I drop it, it's gonna hit the floor.
Well, there's proof to that because you can do it, right? You
Exactly.
can
So
physically
there's
do
proof
it.
to that an action beforehand has that effect on the next thing.
But you cannot prove that you when you stumble upon a rock and fall and hit your head on the ground was not fate. You can't prove that. It happened to you.
That's a weird thing to say. I can't prove.
You can't prove that that wasn't supposed to happen to you. Because there's no proof whether it will happen or won't happen. So you don't have proof for either one.
That's a weird one. Just a question because you're basically saying I don't have proof that it wasn't destiny for me to start this podcast, but you also don't have proof that it was.
Correct. Correct.
I think it's easier to argue that the thing doesn't exist versus it does.
I mean, is it though? Is it easier to argue it doesn't exist? If you don't know it doesn't exist, how could you know?
This is when the thing becomes circular.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like knowing something, like you can't know everything in the world. So if you don't know something, if you're ignorant to something, how can you like There's nothing you can do about it.
I do love that quote though. Ignorance is a bliss.
Yes,
I love
it is.
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah,
I
ignorance
don't
is a
know.
bliss.
I don't know.
Yeah, because people usually will use it in a connotation like ignorance is a bliss. Like you're so fucking stupid, you don't understand, and you're so much happier. Yeah, motherfucker, that motherfucker is happier than you are, and you know now, and now you're unhappy. So all this fucking thing that you're going for to know something. That's why I say like you can't live in a black or a white. You gotta live in a gray in the middle. Like you can't want the best and or the worst. Like it's gotta be a fucking mix of both, right? Like otherwise you get fucking disappointed very quickly. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's why people go for Nostradamus because they're like, well, there's got to be something better to life than just waking up, working, and having a family and taking care of kids. Like, this is kind of what it is. Like, don't look for some other meaning, but like find joy in what you have.
Do you think maybe it was just some type of a marketing gimmick from back in the day?
I know.
I mean, there
I
wasn't
think,
really much to do back in the day. There wasn't many media sources. There weren't many ways of disproving something.
well, I think it's more of a marketing gimmick now to the publishing houses that are producing this book, right? Like it's good for them to put out articles like that because then you're gonna go search that book and buy it most likely, right? And because they're probably gonna give you the link in the same article, right? So I think it's good gimmick now, but back in the day, like how would you advertise it? Word of mouth? It would just stay in France, but it spread through the world. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you didn't have people marketing for you in Germany or in fucking Switzerland.
You couldn't pay Facebook ads back then.
Yeah, you couldn't pay Facebook ads back then. So advertising is easier now than it was before. So, but anyway, let's go to another one. Yeah. So I thought this is interesting. Tesla basically fired some more staff,
For the
or
third time.
getting ready to fire more staff, and he's prepping his humanoid robots.
Tesla
To do the
fired
job.
almost the entire supercharger team with a few emails.
We read this. We read an article talking.
Yeah,
about
but
the
we didn't talk
supercharger
about
team
how
already.
he's prepping the robots to do
Yes,
the job.
we did not talk about that.
Yeah, which is what the fuck, motherfuckers, did you think is gonna happen? You were building these robots. These were the things that are gonna
They
replace you,
created-
and you actively rebuilt them. You know,
You created the.
you created the shit
you
that's
think-
gonna kick you out of your job. You know,
You think someone might be crazy enough to act school shooter one of these robot plants?
well,
Damn.
but I think I don't think
Right?
I don't know if these people will have trouble finding jobs because having Tesla on your resume, in my opinion, speaks volumes. Just by the sound, you know what I mean, that you've worked for Tesla.
Yeah, but you were assembling superchargers.
Yeah, but who else
I mean,
assembles superchargers,
It sounds
bro?
good on the resume until you start asking questions.
Yeah, but like who else does
To
superchargers?
me, it sounds like any other factory line job.
I worked at Ford.
Not superchargers, bro. Not super
Yeah, I
like
think so.
I worked at Chevy.
Yeah.
yeah. I worked at Tesla. Oh shit, you work for Tesla.
I worked at Ferrari. I worked at Lamborghini.
There you go.
I worked at McLaren.
There you go.
Now we're
That's-
talking.
Yes, but Tesla's $30,000 too now. So
It's cool.
Still Tesla
It's
though.
cool.
Who carries
it's
the
not,
name?
It's not. It's not
Anyway,
the same.
It's
Anyway,
cool.
the point
It's
the
an
point here
iPhone.
is that doesn't matter. What matters is that this motherfucker's like, I'm just gonna get rid of a bunch of people
And
and have
have
fucking free
robots.
employees. You know?
that don't take PTO.
That don't take PTO exactly. And they never get pregnant, never get sick. So yeah, so I thought this one is interesting too. So they
Are
found,
these robots, are they AI powered or are they just
I
on
don't
some
know.
kind of
I don't
basic
know. I haven't
program?
I don't gotten too
Yo.
deep into it.
Something came. I was trying to make a list or something, and I was thinking, I was like, "Damn, what if I just asked Siri to make me a list out of these things?" And I was like, "Siri's not that advanced."
No,
Chat
it's not.
GPT
Do you
is.
guys think they're gonna like fuse together with ChatGPT to actually?
No,
make
No.
Apple has developed its
They're
own AI.
developing their own AI, and
Oh, okay.
that's if you compare Apple to Meta to Google, Apple is actually highest priced share wise, but they're bringing the least amount of money out of the three, and they don't have AI. So what they're saying right now, as a matter of fact, Warren Buffett just sold 13% of 13% of his own shares in Apple. He just dumped them. He did a 1% before and now did a 13 again. So
I saw them preview their AI.
yeah,
It looked pretty good.
when Warren Buffett starts selling something, it is a sign because he bought BYD actively and then started slowly selling BYD. After he ended up selling BYD, completely got rid of his position. BYD fucking tanked. So it's something to watch out for, right? It's like self-fulfilling prophecy type of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, alrighty, guys. We're gonna cut today a little short. I've gotta go to Cuba. I was gonna say something I shouldn't say right now. I'll say when I get back, maybe when we're safely back on the land of the free. So, alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next.